dan ekonomi kreatif. Platinum Partner, Planet Wheeler. Gold Partners.
Dewa dab-dab mumpung Dewa kari ale
The Ubud Writers and Readers Festival returns with the theme Mulat Sarira, self-reflection, which is a Balinese Hindu philosophy, a spiritual principle of examining our actions, thoughts and values to ultimately build the deepest sense of self-understanding, wisdom and interconnectedness in the pursuit of Dharma, the truth. These are not normal times, and many of us are still trying to value and evaluate the turbulence of this journey to navigate a path to calmness, comfort and clarity. The festival will delve into self-reflection and beyond, into cultural introspection, human rights, animal rights, the environment, and to examine who we are, what unites and divides us, how we coexist on this planet, how we care for our planet. We will delve into tangible and imaginary landscapes across fields of dreams, of oceans, mountains, into deserted islands, ancient temples, jungles, forests, villages, cities, Bali, our beloved home, and Ubud, a place whose name simply means obat, medicine. To which parts of normal do we wish to return, and what lessons learned will we take into the future? Join us in a festival that promises to be extraordinary, because Bali is extraordinary. Join us in a festival that promises to be extraordinary, because Bali is extraordinary.
Good afternoon, good morning, and thank you so much for investing your time with us. And welcome to Ubud Writers and Readers Festival 2021. This year, the festival returns with the theme Mulat Sarira, self-reflection, which is drawn from a Balinese Hindu philosophy. So from 8 to 17 October, we will explore the meaning of self-reflection, cultural introspection, and human rights, examining who we are, what unites and divides us, and what drives our actions. My name is Raisa Kamila, and I'm very honored to moderate one of the main programs in this festival. So today we have an amazing panel on new spaces, where we will be talking about how the pandemic 19 has changed and shaken the creative behavior of art workers, including writers and readers, together with the growth of digital based writing media and literary activities in cyberspaces. So to dive into this very actual topic, we have already 3 speakers here who will share their perspectives on it. First, I'm very pleased to welcome Kadek Sonia Piscayanti. She is a lecturer in literature at the Ganesha University of Education. She is the founder of the Mahima Institute Indonesia. She received the 2015 Widya Pataka Award for her literary work, Perempuan Tanpa Nama. Thank you for joining, Mbak Sonia.
Thank you.
Second, I'm glad to introduce Raisa Kamila. She was born and raised in Banda Aceh and studied global and colonial history at the Leiden University in 2015. Together with the Perkawanan Perempuan Writing Collective, she published the book Tank Merah Muda, cerita-cerita yang tercecer dari reformasi. In 2020, she also published Bagaimana Cara Mengatakan Tidak, a collection of stories. Nice to meet you, Raisa.
Hello, Kaida. Thank you for having me.
Yes, and last, it is my pleasure to present Liswindo Apendicesar. He is Indonesian author and translator and has been featured in national media and several international literary journals. He has published a short stories collection, Malam Untuk Aski Dingin. He is a member of Pawon Literary Community and the editorial board of Pawon Literary Bulletin. Nice to see you, Mas Liswindo. Okay.
Thank you.
To make this discussion is effective, I will start the discussion with the first question for all the speakers. So Mbak Sonia can answer first, followed by Raisa and Mas Liswindo. So my first question is this. During the pandemic, the change of the world, the media, the readers have influenced the creative acts and habits. So how did you react to this transformation? Do you grasp it as a chance or challenge or both? Which aspect benefited you and which aspect disadvantaged you in your work? So please, Mbak Sonia.
Okay, thank you for the question. Okay, we are all facing this pandemic with with the situation where we don't know when it will end. So as a creative creative worker, yeah, I state myself as a creative artist as well, worker. I believe that this is a challenge. I take it as a challenge, and I think within the challenge there is always an opportunity. Yeah, so we see this as a challenge as well as opportunity to to be more creative in facing the situation. Like myself, I am a script writer for theater, and now there is there is a condition where visual performance is more accepted rather than a physical performance. So I need to change the perspective from making the theater physical theater into the visual ones. And as a teacher, as a lecturer, I also consider that my students need to to face the change in the classroom, yeah, with online learning. And also as a student right now, I'm also studying. Also, I regard this as a challenge as well as benefit, because I don't need to go to the place where I study, yeah, because this is online learning. So I think I somehow I put it as a challenge, and I put it as a benefit, but more on the benefits rather than negative side, yeah, because I am also working as a writer, so we can have a lot of online classes, online writing, something like that. Yes, that's it. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. That's a good point from you, Mbak, especially to change the perspective, because I think it's a key component for us to accept this transformation.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. So let's hear from Raisa. What do you think about this, Raisa?
Thank you for the question, Mbak Aida. Well, I think for me, it's been quite beneficial, because before the pandemic, me and my peers at Kolektif Perempuan Menulis, we've been thinking about ways, what are possible ways, what are possible options for us to reach wider engagement, to reach wider participants in learning creative writings. So maybe, as you may already know about the collective, all of us are coming from different provinces, and we're trying to tackle the not inequality, yeah, the less represented writers from different areas. So we're trying to reach as much writers from Aceh, from Sulawesi, from Kalimantan, and then this pandemic made us enable us to connect with them, with aspiring women writers in different provinces. So during the pandemic, we had created this online workshop that with 25 participants from different provinces in Indonesia, and then we also made our website, so so the participants from the workshop can publish their stories. And so it's actually the pandemic actually made online interaction more familiar, more possible, because
everyone's trying to, to get the internet connection, get used to Zoom meetings, and this is something that's not really thinkable before. But I think the last beneficial factors is there is less physical interaction. That is something that cannot be replaced. So there's no, gossiping around when you have like this encounter with someone. So there's less I don't know how to say it, but it's something that cannot be replaced.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. So basically you find it as an opportunity, despite this less warm interaction maybe, or direct interaction, or yeah. Okay, let's hear from Mas Liswindo. Please, Mas Liswindo.
Okay, thank you. I think my answer would be similar with everyone else, because me as a writer, preferably I love the physical community that I used to have. So because I started writing fiction, it was also because I was motivated by the community that I found. And they told me, okay, I think your writing is good. I think you can develop further, you can learn more. So I needed that motivation, that drive coming from people myself. I mean, obviously this is personal experience. People may have different experiences compared to mine. And yeah, I'm not exactly an optimistic person about my own work. So oftentimes I feel like I don't do good enough. I don't write well enough. So I need these friends of mine who usually would encourage me. So since pandemic, I could no longer see them physically, and that's how it started to become a challenge for me, because sometimes being a writer, it doesn't mean you are that much creative. Sometimes you're just stuck. Although you have the ideas, but you don't find the words that you need to write it down, right? And especially if you have to be in isolation. So, and I cannot go out as often as I used to, because again, this is different from people to people. But in my case, I don't always write. I didn't always write at home. So sometimes I needed to go outside to some coffee shop, or I don't know, anywhere to breathe some fresh air, and then somehow the words would just flow. So that's me. But since pandemic, I've stayed home, and it's getting more difficult for me to just let these words flow. So that's the challenge. However, I also believe that the opportunity for us, it's getting bigger, because it's basically the same as how we perceive working and studying at school. It's like 1.5 years ago, nobody would expect that we could do this online, right? We could have the festival online. We could work from home. That it would be so much more effective compared to spending so many hours on the way to the office and back home. The way how we make use the function of social media, of the technology, how we connect with more people, not only within our same region, but with other regions, even with different countries. Because since the end of 2020, I started to send my writings to some international literary journals, and then I started to get in touch with some international writers, poets, and it's something that I never thought before. I had never thought before the pandemic. So this pandemic, I think it opens our mindset. It opens the window of opportunity so that we would explore further how we are going to navigate ourselves throughout this situation. Okay, I think that's all.
Yes, I couldn't agree more with you, Mas Liswindo. Yes, the bigger opportunity that is possible because of this pandemic we will talk it later in the next question. But now let me elaborate more on your creative work. So my second question is, in the context of writing, performing, or doing journalistic work, how do you cope with this shift from analog or printed to digital spaces, from the real world to the cyberspaces? Do you have any concrete strategies that you can share with us? Please, Mbak Sonia. Yeah.
Okay. In the sense that I am the director of theater, for example, yeah, I make the strategy to to switch the atmosphere of theater. Usually, we perform theater in physical presence, yeah, in physical presence. But with this kind of pandemic, we need to put it virtually. So now I need to find a strategy to make the feeling of the physical presence, but the physical presence is by virtual presence. And of course we have to work harder, because we need to transfer transfer the entertainment in the quotation mark, or the energy or the atmosphere through the visual through the visual context. It means that you need to do more with the you have to do hard working with the expression, with the voice, with the visual attraction, something like that. It is in the sense of the, for example, in the sense of a theater performance, yeah, because I'm a director here. So in the sense that I'm writing, for example, I think this allows us to realize that somehow the future is, whether or not we like it or not, yeah, the future of our world will be digital, yeah, and we will shift now or later, and that it is now coming in a bit more faster than we expected. So I think we are prepared for digital world in a bit faster way. So I think in terms of writing, I need to know also what my readers expect from my work, yeah, because the online interaction, the online feedback gives us a very different point of view. Usually, if we are a conventional writer, we publish book, the feedback is not online, right? But with online writing, this is the feedback is sometimes very direct and very straightforward, and we can get, you know,
yeah.
we can get attacked, yeah, or like, oh, I don't like it, I don't like it that way. So that is also the way we have to be more humble to in a way that they can respond us in so many different ways than when we are in a conventional situation. But it benefits us actually that we need to be more creative, knowing what our readers want. Yeah. And I know in my community, for example, I do a lot of virtual activities now. Yeah, usually we do physical activities in my home, in my community, but now via Instagram we we do book discussion in Instagram, and then you know, we do virtual mendongeng, storytelling virtually. So that is also very beneficial, since I can collect storytellers from all across the archipelago. Yeah, so from Java, Sumatra, and so forth. So let's see this as a challenge, but also as a benefit for us. Yes.
Okay, thank you. So yeah, I saw your program, yeah, virtual mendongeng. It's really good because
yes.
It can be proof that the online platform could create a new format for a new literature or new art format. So it's really good. Okay, so let's hear from Raisa. What do you think about this, Raisa? Yeah. Please.
Well, I think in my case, because I usually write and do research from my laptop, so it doesn't change much. But it does limit how I can conduct my research, because before the pandemic, usually after I do some online research, I also do a fieldwork research or archival research. And during the pandemic, it was not possible. And I have to find other ways on doing that. So yeah, so I try to make use of internet, trying to ask friends, trying to do a lot of Zoom meetings, asking people their asking people in the field sites about what I want to know in order to get like proper information for my for my creative works. So I need a lot of people to help me, and it actually really it's really nice, because I get to know and work with other people. So I have a new perspective about creative work, about fiction, that is not it's not something that is done by one person, but also by a lot of people. It's a kind of like a teamwork process, so it involves a lot of people. And also something that I think really affected me and especially my collective is there's less gathering. All gathering, all festival is online, even residencies. So I think that's just it gives a different sense. Like Ubud Writer Festival usually held offline, and I'm really honored to be a participant this year, but because it's online, so it gives a different feeling, but I'm still happy. I think that's from me.
Yeah, thank you. I can relate. I feel the same. Okay. And how do you think, Mas Liswindo? And do you have any strategies, specific and concrete strategies to write in this situation? Please share with us.
Okay. First of all, I think I read somewhere about our world. It has faced pandemic situations for several times already in the past, right? This is not the first time, and after every single such pandemic, it somehow pushed people to invent more, to discover the new kinds of life, and it developed the civilization itself. So I think this is actually what's happening to our world today, that because of this pandemic, I think many of our scientists and even people who are very adept in technology, they push themselves how to be creative, how to develop further platforms in order to cater the needs of people. And I think that's exactly what I see from how this literary world works so far, that we found some new platforms so that people can upload their works, and then also can get paid for when people read their works there, right? National platforms, international platforms. And this helps readers, or even for the writers. I mean, this helps this whole literary situation to get more niche readers. So it's easier for readers to be more specific about their taste, or what they like, and the interaction between the authors and the readers, because of the digital space today. It's easier as well, and people get more connected, because there are a lot of reasons why some people become readers for certain works, right? They feel connected, they feel they are being represented, and I think this is important, and that's exactly I think how we should use this opportunity. How although yes, it's difficult for maybe for publishing companies, I don't know, because they have to print and some of them start to have digital books, right? But still, maybe compared to the past, the number of readers we have today probably is not as much as it used to. But this is still in the process, I believe, and how we keep advocating for our people to read more, because it's going to educate them. They're going to not only find information, but experience different lives to their readings, right? They're going to develop their empathy. This is the kind of advocacy that I believe we can make use of our technology today, and how we are going to develop it further. So yeah, I think this is a good thing.
Thank you. Thank you. I like the statement that to some extent this pandemic develops the society or accelerates the civilization, regardless the difficulties that we have to face. Okay, thank you, Mas Liswindo. My next question will be a little bit conceptual and theoretical. So let's we explore together. So there are many discussions on the relation between art or literature and digital spaces. On one side, we can say that it is a democratization. Oh, it's a difficult word. Since on this platform, everybody can create, write, read, and criticize anything. There is no single power. There is no domination or monopoly. So on another side, we cannot control the quality. The standard is blurred if there is any standard. Plagiarism increases, hate speeches, hoax, and many other problems occur. So what do you think about that? Maybe which side do you agree with? Okay, Mbak Sonia, please. Mbak Sonia. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I think I will present my answer based on the research that I've read also, yeah, because you said previously this is a bit theoretical, but this is also a reality at the same time.
Sure.
Yeah, based on what I read in this new literacy era, yeah, there is no single domination. That is very true. There is no individual power upon another. Yeah, because this is very research based. Yeah, I have read the article by Nobel and Langshare in relation to this new literacy and new literacies. Yeah, in this new literacies era, where we cannot find who is the superior upon another, we need to have wider perspective, flexible to context, and there is no single truth. Yeah, there is no single truth. But then in this chaotic situation, of course, we have to have rules. Yeah, we have to have rules. Like, for example, regarding plagiarism, if it is detected as a plagiarism, of course, we cannot allow this to enter to our creativity world, because that is just wrong. Yeah. So in this chaotic era of new literacies, we need to be concerned with rules and laws. Yeah. And now our fingers are our tigers. Yeah, not your mouth is your tiger, but your fingers are your tigers. So beware of what you are writing on social media, because it can be your it can be your weakness, and someone or people outside can use that as a weapon to fight against you. So I believe that we need to have our own standard. Though the standard is blurred, we need to be very careful where we are standing. Yeah, in which side we are standing. Of course, if we are standing in an academic point of view, there is strict rule about plagiarism. Yeah, in creativity world also there is very strict rules. Yeah, you cannot copy someone's intellectual property. Yeah. So now my suggestion is, the more you have point of view, the more you have resources. You have more standards to see. If people have more standard, if people have more resources, more references, it is likely that they have to adapt with the standard that they are looking at. So different standards are normal, but then when we talk about a particular ideas or in particular theme, we need to have a framework first. And then after the framework is agreed, and then we will have the standard. Oh, this is very academic, sorry. But then but then we don't have any other choice, because the world is like that. I mean, in this chaotic era, we need to have more perspective and more references. There is no single truth. But then you have to choose. Yes, please.
Okay. Thank you. I think I agree with you, because in any transformation, there is always like a formula. So the cow comes first, and then we have to find new rules, or as you said before. Okay. Let's hear from Raisa. Maybe you can dig deeper on this issue also, Raisa, please.
Okay, thanks, Aida, for the questions. I think Sonia already provided a very good answer for us. And I will just add a little bit that I personally think now is much better, because before we only have a limited media outlets to publish our creative works, but nowadays we can create our own platform with our own principle, with our own aesthetic values. In the early days of quarantine in Indonesia, I noticed there's a lot of creative energy, creative people that made their own platform. One that I think is really remarkable is the Kisah Kilat Kiamat, the Doomsday Flash Fiction by the Musaga and Raka Ibrahim. So they made a website for flash fictions, and then they have a theme for every week, and everyone can submit their stories, and it's really I just really like it. Every week I wait for the new flash fiction. So that's one example of creating on how people creating their own platform with their own aesthetic values, and it's very different from the times before the pandemic, where we only read fictions from newspapers, from Sunday newspapers. But when we think about but a lot of people also arguing that, because there's so much fictions distributed online, there's no quality control. But I think the quality is not us to decide, the writers, but more to the readers. So we have to believe that the readers are informed well, they are well read, and then they can make a good judgment. So I think what we need to think more about is where is the critics. I think because because a lot of fictions, a lot of creative works are distributing from everywhere, we need a critics, we need readers that can also be critics, that can read all of those and make their judgments, and make possible for writers to know what kind of judgment are directing on their work. So and about plagiarism, I think as easily our fictions or our works are exposed to other people through digital platforms, it is also easy for us to expose plagiarism, because it's like a big store. We can see each other. So if you plagiarize from this website, people can search it. So it's more unlikely, I think, for like people to have a courage to do that. So because you can get easily captured by someone else. So I think that's from me, Mbak Aida.
Yeah, thank you. I totally agree too, because new space will have new critics, will have new criteria. We cannot judge this new form literature, new format literature with the old standard, because it's irrelevant. So thank you, thank you. And let's hear from Mas Liswindo.
Thank you. I think I'm quite a simple person that, in my opinion, when I write, first of all, yeah, I will just write what I want to. Okay, that's the first thing. And regardless the market, I don't really care about it. But anyway, I got it. So yeah, it doesn't really matter. But secondly, although I only write what I want to write, doesn't mean that I don't care about other things. What I'm trying to say is, I still keep learning how to write better. I keep learning how to write by reading a lot of other literary books, novels, plays, poetry. I learn from other writers. I learn from my friends. So although eventually we only write what we want to write. The kind of writing that we feel good about, we feel comfortable to write. But I think it's also important to note that we can also improve our quality. We can also improve our skills, our techniques. It doesn't mean just because you write what you want to write, then you don't care about everything else. Because yeah, why not if we can be better? That's the thing. So because I know there are people who get published, and then the readers ask them about, okay, I also want to write this, want to write novel, or want to write poems. How do I do that? Because I'm not confident enough. And then these people just tell the readers, oh, just write whatever you want to, whatever you're comfortable. I think, although that's right to a certain extent, but without telling them that, yes, you can write, but you can also learn, without saying the complete things, it's quite irresponsible in my opinion. Because yeah, I mean I don't know about other writers, but for me, when I write something and it gets published, yeah, I want it to get published somewhere. I want it to be read by people. I want people who read them to feel like relatable or something. That's how I get recognition. That's how I get validation from writing. That's how I get my own motivation. So if you just tell people, just write whatever you like, and then they just write whatever they want, and then somehow other people criticize them, and then it's going to make them feel bad, then it's irresponsible, right? That's just a false hope that you tell them. That's the thing that in my opinion. So yes, we can have different styles, different genres, wider tastes, but keep improving. And another thing that in my experience I understood was, when I sent my writings to certain literary outlets and then they don't accept it, they just rejected it, it doesn't mean that my works were bad. Because right now we all can have our own platforms, so we can just establish our own platform. So I learned how different platforms could have different styles, different tastes. It depends on the masthead. So when you send your work to different outlets and they accept it, and it's because it fits them, it fits what they're looking for. And that's why in the end today the market is bigger, and yeah, it's bigger opportunity. And keep learning, just write what make you feel comfortable.
Okay, thank you, Mas Liswindo. Okay, we are moving to the next question. We still have time, yeah. So my next question will be a little ethical question, or maybe connected to your idealism. So this digital democratization of art enables people to enjoy art more easily and cheaply. It means the accessibility of art increases, which is a good thing. On the other hand, how does the art worker earn a living? What is the future of an artist or writer in this digital landscape economically? Can artists still make a living from their art? What do you think about that? Please, Mbak Sonia.
This is a tough question, yeah. I haven't expected this question, but because I'm not focusing on income from art, so I still can live. But you know, we live in a country where art is still considered to be you know, low income somehow. Yeah, people love to see our performance, but they don't want to pay. That is something that we need to teach them, that they need to pay. Yeah, but yeah, I think it's a long way to go. Yeah, realizing that actually, if we want to do what is it? We want to make our profession as artists to become a main income raiser. Yeah, yeah. We need to be, what is it? Creative in what aspects that our craft will be sold. Yeah, like for example, nowadays maybe there are a lot of YouTuber doing a lot of you know, report or performance in live in YouTube or whatever. They can get money from that one. Yeah, but still you need also to think creatively. If you are aware of a lot of competitors or previous competitors in YouTube, so whether or not the channel is likable or not. Yeah, so basically I could not say much about this because my main income is not from art. But for those whose main income is from art, I think the more creative you are and the more unique your product of art you are making, and if you have what is it, bravery, yeah, you need to be more, you know, maybe you need to compete with those artists who are willing to be more open or in such a way be more performative. Yeah, be more promotive and be more performative. In fact, we are writers, we are not performative, right? We are not that provocative, right? Sometimes writers are the most silent silent artists, yeah, compared to the others. But if you consider art as your main income, then you need to be more creative. Yeah, I think that is the only way, and finding fans or what is it? What do you call it? Yeah, community that like your art. But remember, why do they have to like your art? That is something that you need to consider. Why do they have to buy your product, and why do they have to like it and buy it? That's another different thing. Yeah. So yeah, you need to consider that. I think
Thank you.
that's tough
Thank
question, Mbak Aida.
Yeah. I feel the same and
Yeah.
really,
Yeah.
quite sad.
Yeah.
Okay, let's hear from Raisa. What do you think about that, Raisa?
The question actually is quite relevant with my situation because me and my husband, both of us are having our main income from our creative work. So my husband is a painter, and before the pandemic, he earned money from exhibitions. So because the pandemic, there's no exhibitions, there's no selling, no painting. So it's been quite challenging for us. And then during the pandemic, he also cannot sell his artworks online because it's a different experience, and it's a whole different phase for him. So but surprisingly for me, there's a lot more opportunity because there's a lot of offer to teach online courses about literature or to facilitate it, creative workshops, creative writing workshops, and because it's online, it's more easily to be arranged. So like for a month, I can facilitate like 3 or 4 workshops. Like every week, there's workshops in Jogja, in Surabaya, in Medan, in Banda Aceh, everywhere. This is something that is that I don't experience before the pandemic, because to organize a workshop is quite expensive. Like you have to invite the speakers from different cities. You have to have a space, a hall to make all the participants to have all the participants attending. So, but now because it's online, it's much cheaper to organize a workshop, a class, a creative writing class. But the how do you say, the fees for the teacher, the facilitators is quite the same. It's still the same. So I think in my case, surprisingly, it gives more opportunities for me. Thank you, Aida.
Okay, thank you. So Raisa and your husband have done what Mbak Sonia said.
Yes.
To live in this situation, you have to be more creative. Okay.
Yes.
Yes, thank you. And what do you think, Mas Liswindo?
I think my answer would be almost similar with Mbak Sonia. I'm not the kind of person who believes that we should only make our living from our artwork. Even though you are not an artist, you're not a writer, in this time, many people, if they want to make a decent, comfortable living, I think it's important for us to learn how to be able to work on different fields. So some people can have 2 or even 3 jobs, things that they do, and that's also I think the kind of value I learned from my mom. So she's a midwife. She takes care of our family business. She used to sell many years ago DVD player. She used to be an insurance agent. She could do a lot of things, and I think that's important. If I mean, let's say you're a writer or an artist, and then you can make some money out of it. But it's also important for us to learn something else so that we can also make money out of something else. It's similar with having business, and then you develop your business into other types and other branches. I think we need to have that kind of mindset. But in my case, I'm quite fortunate because I started learning how to write fiction and poetry in 2017. And now I teach English in international school, and most of things I have to teach to my students, they're related to literature. So, well, I think, just like by Raisa, I guess, how she can have a lot of workshops. So yeah, we can actually make money, but I think it's important for us to also, develop ourselves, not only in our creative works.
Okay, thank you. So there is always a way to survive. And I think people also adapt quickly to this situation. Okay, it's already 9:47. It's time for Q&A from the audience. How can I get the information about this? Okay, no question yet. If
I think
no,
I will add Liswindo. I can add something, related to.
Yes, please.
Yes. So I think it's very interesting to also take note that having having a lot of connection with people will help in this pandemic. The more you have connection, the more you likely that you have the opportunity and possibility to create something. Yeah, like I myself, I also conduct mindful writing class, and there are not many students, only 4, but for me it helps them to connect with me. Yeah, like so mindfulness nowadays is very important in this chaotic era. A lot of people are having, you know, anxiety disorder. They have problems, and writing somehow helps them to speak their anxiety freely. So yeah, having connection and be humble to build new connections, also to build another possibility, is also skill. Yeah. So skill is not only ability to produce something, but to make friends, and connection is also another skill. Like I make a connection, like in a month I always have to have new connection. Yeah, like in 1 month, if I don't have one more connection, means that I don't I don't have bigger circle. So this is important for younger generation as well, because somehow we are in new literacies era, we are very open, but somehow it can be very individualistic. At the same time, you are very focused on gadget, that you are less connected with the world. But that is not the case in pandemic. You need to build more connection. So yeah, 10 minutes to go.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. If there is no question yet, I have. I have. Okay, so for all of you, do you have any project in progress that might be facilitated and made possible by these new spaces? If so, can you tell us a little? So as a hint, so we can get ready or prepared to enjoy it. Please, Mbak Sonia, your next project or your next writing, or
okay, so my next project is a theater script that now is in progress. The title is Raya Raya Cinta. It will be performed in October 29th, this coming October 29th. And another is Buku Mendongeng, Dua Bahasa. And another one is, of course, dissertation also. That's all. That's the toughest one.
It's a baby, like a baby, the other baby. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Maybe Raisa or Mas Liswindo have also a new project in progress. Please tell us.
I have a project with Kumparan Online, Kumparan Plus, earlier this year. So I wrote a cerita bersambung. Cerbung, what is it in English? Like a fiction that you can like subscribe weekly in Kumparan. So it's like a YouTube channel, but it's a fiction channel in Kumparan. So you have to, but unlike YouTube, you have to pay monthly, 20,000 rupiah every month to read the story, the fictions. And I wrote about post tsunami, the daily life after tsunami in Aceh, the experience of orphans, of twin orphans, and how they navigate their life with their crazy uncle and their memories of their parents. So if you're interested in after post-disaster history, you can try to subscribe to the story. And other than that, I don't have any project apart from my PhD project like Mbak Sonia and Mbak Aida. So please subscribe.
Yeah. Thank you. I will. And now, Mas Liswindo, what is your next project?
I'm not sure. I mean, as I mentioned, I only write what I want, and I also only write whenever I feel like it. So, but maybe I'm trying to finish this poetry manuscript, and there is this short story manuscripts, but I don't know when it's going to finish.
Okay, there is a question, but
yes.
Yeah.
There is question for Bung Jeff Rosen. But Aida in the panel, how you come across any good websites which review literature? Is it a gap that needs to be filled? Okay. Maybe Mbak Sonia and other panelists can answer for us.
I think there are so many there are so many choices on website which review literature. It depends on your preference. What do you find, and reference, preference and reference. If you prefer to have like a fiction, there are so many website on that one. And reference also whether you want it contemporary, traditional, and everything. And about the gap that needs to be filled, I think it also depends on your your preference. For me, if now website is everywhere, literature website, I can always choose the website based on my needs. So when I need something like, it's just like finding or choosing the menu, whatever you need, then you can click or go on to that website. That's it.
Thank you. Any other information from Raisa or Liswindo? I think every publisher in Indonesia has also their own website that provides quite good review, of course, from their literature, from their own literature. But I think also the newspaper in Indonesia, every newspaper now has has their own online platform. So there is always a column for review, I think. It's also good.
If I may add, for me, I just follow some writers in Twitter, and they often recommend books that they read, or fiction or poetry that they read. And because most of the time writers are also readers. So that's how I get my reference. That's very easy.
Yeah, it's true. Okay, so there is another question from Dave for Raisa. Cerita bersambung a serial story, and do you think this is becoming more popular? Please, Raisa.
I think a serial story. Thank you for this for the translation. Yeah, serial story is I think it's becoming more popular in the recent years because this online platform Wattpad. I don't know if any of you already heard about it before, but it's like an online platform that allow us to write our stories, get rated for our stories, get commented by the readers, and a lot of stories from Wattpad actually get published in books, and also I think got adapted to movie screen. So it becomes a new way of publishing your work. So a lot of aspiring writers choose that tracks rather than write your drafts and send it to publishers, because you don't know anyone in the publisher, so in the publishing houses. So it's easier if you get your own readers first, you get your audience, and then you publish it later when you already quite famous.
Okay, thank you. I think we ran out of time, 3 minutes left. So before I close this discussion, I would like to ask all the panelists to give closing remarks, 1 or 2 statements on this issue. Please, Mbak Sonia, Mbak Raisa, and then Mas Liswindo.
Okay, for me, my quotation mark to face the pandemic is that be more flexible, be more humble, and open yourself more. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's all.
And please, Raisa.
I think my closing remarks will not be like very in line with this discussion.
Okay.
But I would just want to say please read more widely Indonesian women writers, Indonesian writers from outside of Java, Indonesian writers from minority groups, from different gender orientation, because it really helps us to live. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you. And please, Mas Liswindo.
I think quotation mark. Yeah, it's our instinct as a species to survive. Thus, we need to keep evolving. So although now we are facing pandemic, yeah, we just don't stop to evolve, looking for new different ways how to survive as writers, as readers, to further develop our literature.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, once again, thank you, Mbak Sonia, Raisa, and Mas Liswindo for sparing your time and energy, also for the committee and for the audience. And thank you for supporting the Yayasan Mudra Swari Saraswati Patrons Program and to the festival's partner who made the Ubud Writers and Readers Festival possible. Okay, so see you next time. Bye-bye.
See you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank
See you.
Thank you.
Center at the festival box office. You can join the conversation on social media with hashtag UWRF21. Would you like to share your feedback? Please let us know through the audience survey. Ubud Writers and Readers Festival would not be possible without the support of our generous partners and sponsors. Founder, Yayasan Mudra